Now, we're going to be talking about green IT, digitalization, and AI. And we're going to be answering in this session the question, is smarter tech the key to a greener future or just a smarter excuse? And I'm very pleased to welcome to our stage our keynoter who will be talking about data sovereignty. And we're going to bring up now Professor Dr. Harald Wehnes, who is from the University of Würzburg, the Institute for Informatik. Thank you, Doctor.
Hey. Okay. Thanks you for the warm welcome. Hello. Thank you for coming to this event. I will talk about digital sovereignty, time to act. And hope it will work. There we are. Well, the best way to predict the future is to create it. As he said, I'm professor at the Institute of Informatics of the University of Würzburg. Before, I worked for 3 decades in practice. And in our institute, we also have a bachelor program, Computer Science and Sustainability. And I'm working for the informatics, the Society for Informatics of. I'm the speaker of the working group Digital Sovereignty. No, I have some problems with the clicker. Yeah, I'm also co-editor and author of 2 books from last year, AI in Project Economics. Well, I think digital sovereignty has never been more important than it is today. We have scenarios, these are no longer unrealistic. For example, the question, will the US president soon be blackmailing governments into agreeing to the annexation of Greenland and Panama and Canada? And you have to imagine what would happen in Europe. For example, if the US president would prohibit the use of American digital products. Maybe the access, closing the access to services of Amazon, of Microsoft and others. And as I said, digital sovereignty has never been more important than it is today. I think Europe, we have to wake up. Europe, we have to wake up. Who gave him the kill switch? You think you know it? And our question is, how can we regain our digital sovereignty? So I have 2 blocks in my presentation, facets of digital dependency, and of course solutions and recommendations. Well, we start with a short definition of digital sovereignty. That means the capabilities and opportunities of individuals and institutions to fulfill their role in the digital world in an independent, self-determined and secure manner. What does it mean? Digital independence of other states of big tech, data sovereignty, protection of national security, user choice, user privacy, local value generation, tax fairness, intellectual property protection, digital rights, and more. Yeah, in the past, we had the oil. Now data is a new oil. Our data, your data is a new oil. And yeah, in the past we had these oil companies, and now we have big techs who work with our data, create money with our data. And this, maybe you know Professor Shoshana Zuboff from Harvard. She wrote a lot of books, and her quote, "It's possible to have surveillance capitalism, and it's possible to have democracy. It's not possible to have both." And I think we have to ask the question, big tech rich with our data, Europe dead. We have to wake up. Well, some people woke up already. For example, Bitkom President Ralph Wintergast. His quote, "Germany is on its way to become a digital colony." And there were a lot of articles in the news press. Is Germany becoming America's digital colony? Eat or go offline. If you're a digital colony, Donald Trump will punish you. Oh. I think I need a new battery. Yeah, what does it mean, digital colony? Digital colonization. When we look in the past, here were the professors Nick Cowdery and Ulysses Mejias. In the past, European nations, they colonized countries in Africa, East Asia, and America. And today, American and Chinese tech companies say, conquer large parts of our personal data. And there are parallels between these two eras. In the past, land and gold, and today, data. And you have the great economic gain for the owners, not for the people who give the data or who give the gold. And also, ideologies of the owners cover up real problems. And we look at the great economic gain today. Here are some figures. The great economic gain for the owners. And with this gain, we have a very critical dependence. Here's, for example, Amazon's revenue in 2023 was greater than the German federal budget. And we have the effects, tax avoidance. We need tax for everything, for the infrastructure, for the universities, for research. Expansion of market power, dominance to other services. We just spoke about banking. And, come on. And also influencing the politician. Yeah? More than 100 million per year already here in Brussels. Well, I have just an example how Amazon people were acting. They had a look at the bestsellers at their marketplace, and they copied them, and they did a lot of marketing about this. And you see, Amazon knows everything about the sellers. The sellers know nothing about Amazon products. And we have this in areas too. And then with the copies, sorry. Can I have a new battery, please? And this was documented by the ZDF, German television, and the copies say, advertise it aggressively, Amazon best choice for the copies. Okay. Okay, sorry. And they did this also in other countries, here for example in India. And there were more than 10,000 of documents about this. They copied products and rich search results to promote its own brands. Documented shows. Okay. I think it's not a, it might be a copy. So I show you how it works. The vendor login, hot deal, yeah. Our product, our service, our cloud. Cloud is the computer center. Our cloud is safe, innovative, and inexpensive. Of course, at the beginning, it's maybe for free, but then they raise the prices. Yeah? And the newest one, the newest advertising, digital Saran. And it's a great sovereignty washing because exact opposite is true. Yeah? They see a lot of administrations, companies have increased interest in digital sovereignty, yeah? Because to show this their customers or the users. But absolute opposite is the case. Because the use of monopoly products, of monopoly services, weakens digital sovereignty, not strengthened it. What are the consequences? The loss of sovereignty over your own data, unlimited license payments, it's like tribute payments in the past, no local creation of value, no tax for this value, and destruction of our economy and society. Yeah. Normally, in the past, you had the heart of your company, the IT, in your company. But when you listen to the temptations, modernize your IT with us, no servers, no worries, you move your IT in the cloud, what happens? Happens nothing. Happens. You create a kill switch. Kill switch where they can kill your organization, your company. Huh? And you have here blackmail potential. Yeah. Here we have some of the risk. You are permanent dependent. The threat to survival and to future viability. The digital tap, the kill switch can be turned off anytime. The data can be misused. I showed you the example of Amazon. But here you have not a product, that's a whole company. Yeah, you risk the existence of your company when you do like this. And you have no influence on prices. At the beginning, you get 90%, and later you get 0%. They can rise up the prices 2 or 3 times a year. Here's an example of the cost trap of clinics, hospitals, yeah. In the past, they had to pay for the Microsoft things about 130 euros per year, and now they would rise to around 2.1 million euros per year. So you can imagine this effect for the hospital, and you have this effect not only for hospitals, for a lot of companies, and also for organizations, and also for our administration. And who pays? You pay for this. If our data of the citizen are in their clouds. And there's also misuse of sensible data, another consequence. Here you have the Microsoft Xantra, a platform where you can buy data. For example, here, women who shop like crazy. A lot of companies need such data, yeah, and fragile seniors like me, people with eating disorders and things like this. And yeah, I think Microsoft lost trust when they lost the master key. Even the Cyber Defense Agency wrote mitigation the significant risk from nation state, compromise of Microsoft corporate email systems. And it's still unclear whether these risks have already been eliminated. And now we just have a charm offensive of Brad Smith, vice chair and president of Microsoft, from the 30th of April. He tells how he will help and a lot of promises. And I can tell Brad Smith, your EU data promises is sovereignty washing. Sovereignty washing, poor sovereignty washing. So we just do the reality check. Microsoft officially confirms that the data go to US authorities. They have documented this. And there are also confidential orders. They don't have to talk to the people who got with data were misused. We have the Cloud Act, American law, made by Trump 2018, and it enables US authorities to access data stored by US companies, even if the data is stored on services outside in USA, even if the computer centers are in Brussels or in Munich or in Amsterdam. And when they started about thinking the regulation, lobby control and others published the strategy of the big techs, and there were 3 narratives. There were created 3 narratives. I think you all know them. Big tech is irreplaceable when it comes to solving problems. You hear this every day, sometimes 10 times a day. Yeah? You can't become innovative without big tech. You have to use the AI of big tech. We make education for your kids. Big tech makes education in AI for the kids. Yeah? Every day. Next one. We are just defending small and medium companies and the consumers. They want the data of these small and companies and consumers. And the third one, the fear of China. China is the devil. China has concurrent products, services, so it's the devil. Use only American services and tools. Okay, just the example of the bank. Have a look at the banks. Yeah. Microsoft Pay, Apple Pay, Amazon Pay, Meta Pay, Google Pay. Yeah. And if we go deeper, that's only the surface, and we go deeper, they also make lending, financial consulting and everything. And and we have a closer look at this. A lot of companies have not checked that big tech is their competitor, because they use big tech as their suppliers. And big tech knows everything about your company. You know nothing about big tech. And I think the most profitable European companies, the world market leaders, are most at risk. Now come to the solutions. How can digital sovereignty succeed successfully? Some solutions, recommendations. I think it's time to act. We have to wake up and to act. That's my message. We have the dominance of hyperscalers on the one hand side, choose, with these fatal consequences, going to the digital colony, or democracy. We can choose democracy, and because big tech depends on us. We give them the data. We give them our money. We don't give them our data. It's like a card house. Patch. Don't believe the narratives. There are much more narratives, not only sovereignty washing. And most cases, there is no need for hyperscalers. Marketing need. And I think, comes back to the Congress, digital sovereignty is a prerequisite for human-centered digitalization and for successfully tackling climate change and other challenges. We have a good examples, role models. Here's Switzerland, and in Germany, Schleswig-Holstein, also in English. They have an open source strategy. And promoting digital sovereignty, strengthening local economy, very important to create value in Europe and creating trust and transparency. We have the Eurostack by European. Great initiative, Airbus and others. And European Alternatives as a platform can recommend, for example, Nextcloud. It's similar to Microsoft Teams. Here are some examples. We have the Open Desk in Germany. It's an alternative for Microsoft Office, and we should roll this out in all European administrations. And the German armed forces, they already do it. Nearly the last slide. AI and digital transformation. I think AI is good, a good engine for digital transformation, and but there are all critical challenges. We must take care that the energy savings are much more bigger than the energy consumption. And I think it's not good to think about nuclear power and big tech rich and environment dead. Good. So, my takeaways: we can still decide democracy or surveillance capitalism. Big tech depends on us, on our data, on our money. Roll out of Open Desk, it will save millions because Microsoft is not longer necessary for the whole administration, and digital sovereignty is a prerequisite for our work. So the best way to predict the future is to create it, as I told you at the beginning, and please let's shape the future in the digital world together. We have to do it, yeah? And we have the power to do this. Thank you so much.